Hello, 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 and welcome to Season 7, Week 4 of the Rec League. My name is Sable. I am joined by an empty chair, now occupied by the man himself, Valib TFT, and we're ready to get into some Ocean Scuttle Crab action. How you doing, Valib?
Doing all right, man. Just got some clothes on. Got to fix the webcam angle, so I'm gonna get some looks. 1 second. But other than
Love to
that, I'm
see it.
great. We got some homies in there today. I'm excited.
We got some homies in there, and we got a poll in the chat. Everybody here voting on who they think is going to take this game, either Ocean or Scuttle Crab, and I'll pull up the poll so you guys can see the live results. And we'll see what's going on here. Looks like we got 60% on Scuttle Crab, 40% on Ocean. So get those votes in. We'll get them counted, and then we'll close the poll and see who you guys think is going to take it today. Um, as far as who's going to take it today, the matchup we were kind of looking at, Neil, here for these two teams was that mid lane matchup. We're going to rip it over to the player matchup screen real quick. Kind of take a look at some of the stats here. See what the boys have to offer us here in the mid lane. It will be Jmu against Silky Bandit 2. Jmu looking a little bit shaky this season, not gonna lie. Has looked better. Still doing a good amount of his team's damage there, 22.9%. But Silky Bandit has been actually playing super above his rank, in my opinion. Sitting at a 4.3 KD, 56 KP, and still doing a solid chunk of the damage as well. So I'm excited to
Yeah, those
see.
are some incredibly impressive
Yeah,
numbers,
yeah,
especially
especially
for Silky. That's
exactly.
awesome.
Yeah, so I mean, we're always used to seeing interesting picks
Mhm.
coming out from Jmu in the mid lane. Hasn't had a lot of success this season yet, but we'll see if their practice is
But
going to pay
now's the
off.
time.
Now is exactly the time
It
for
is.
Jmu to pull
It
something
is.
out.
I would like to see Silky maybe try and get that vision score up a bit. I know vision score is not the best metric because I think you can manipulate it a bit, but yeah, 24 is a bit on the lower end. So like to see him work on that a little bit.
Yeah, we'll see if he can get some good ward timings down with his jungler and support on some roams or something, pop that vision score up a little bit. And for Jmu on that side, we want to see him try to get that KD up. He's struggled a little bit in the past few weeks with his games. The team's been looking a little shaky, not the same synergy we saw from the Ocean last season, who made it to, I believe, the semifinals. Um, so we're looking to see Jmu have a pop-off game in the mid lane, maybe pull out something like the Vigar. We'll see what they can do. And for anybody in the chat who's voting, you want to actually do exclamation point vote and then just Scuttle, not
Dude,
Scuttle
I forgot
Crab.
my headgear, man. We're in this
Your
today.
headgear,
We're
you
in
got to get it,
Scuttle
dude.
in. Wait, I might have to turn off the background. Can't see the hat. That looks kind of funny though if I leave it on.
Let's see what it looks
It
like.
does look kind of funny.
Yeah, it looks like a looks like a
I
yarmulke
kind of want
almost.
to
It
just leave
just
it like that, dude.
I love it. But yeah, so we got all the guys in the lobby here. We're gonna hit them with a quick R, see if they're ready. We'll send this one to champion select whenever they get ready. So let's turn that poll back on and see what kind of progress we've made. Looks like Scuttle taking the lead even more, sitting on 67% about right now. So
Sorry, one
they're
second.
looking to take the W for the fans here. All right, and without any further ado, it looks like they're going to send it to champ select. We'll get into there as soon as they start it, and there we are. Getting to the champ select here, what do you expect to see banned out from either side? Oh, and he's so we see the Silas taken away by Ocean. They don't want to see Scuttlecrab playing that one, whether in the top lane or the mid lane. Could potentially even be a jungle pick for Adolma. He's been pulling out some crazy picks this season so far, and the Shen taken away from Crack Variety in the top lane.
My bad, dog. I
No, you're
returned.
good. Renekton banned away from, you have to think, Endo. And there's that Vigar we were talking about for Jmu. So not going to see that one in the first match here.
Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm a fan of the Vigar ban. I don't care who's playing. That champion is extremely annoying to play with or play against in the rec league. There's so much. Like, I mean, even if you keep him down, like, there's just so much counterplay. Because even if the dude's 0 and 10, like one good E can totally change a fight.
Yeah, the baby cage makes him baby rage. And the quick lock-in of the Ashe for the side of Ocean, presumably going to OG Phoenix in the bottom lane, one of the strongest marksmen right now in the game. So we'll see what Scuttlecrab have as an answer here.
Is Ash one of the strongest marksmen, or is OG Phoenix?
Ooh, I mean, that's, chicken and egg question, So they instantly, the Caitlyn and the Hakarim is the answer. Hakarim are very strong jungler right now. And Adoma's looked so sick on that pick, so I'm actually
Yeah, but
surprised they
I
let
mean,
that through.
Adalma's like he's also risking the hex stats, man. Like I don't know if
He
he can
is.
repeat that performance that he had.
Yeah,
Was that
two
2 weeks ago?
two 11 kill games. Yeah, just absolutely popping
Absolutely
off.
dirty. I think he had like a 20 KD or something.
Something nuts like that. Yeah, so the man's looking sick. They got it. They got the pick they wanted for him. You got to think, and the Nautilus response.
However, Heck did recently just get hit in the most recent patch, I believe. So not sure if it'll be as oppressive as it was. Not gonna lie, I haven't read the patch notes, so I don't actually know what was changed. But
Yeah,
I think he did get a slight nerf.
yeah. I haven't read them either. But he's in there and he has that pick, and we got a few seconds left here for Jamu. We'll see what they choose to lock in. You have to think it'll probably be the jungler for Vasta Stampede, and it is going with the Kane, which is super interesting here. Honestly, not the strongest
Ooh,
champion, but
okay.
hasn't gotten any significant nerfs, so his power level hasn't shifted too much back when he was
Yeah, it's
played a
kind
little
of
more
like they're
often.
saying, like, all right, Adalma, you want Heck? Prove it. Prove it that it's worth it.
Yeah,
If you don't make something happen, I will.
yeah, and the engage from both sides right now is actually looking super strong. You have the Leona Hecarim combo, and then on the other side you have the Ashe Nautilus. So there's a lot of hard engage tools coming from either side, and it's really going to come down to, I think, these mid lane picks to kind of round out the compositions and see what we're going to be working with.
Yeah, and I like it. I actually, I really like seeing 420 opting for a tankier support, especially with ZM. Just, I know like ZM's played with some like more squishy supports in the recent past, or some more like poke type supports. So I'm
Yeah,
interested to see how he does with like some, some fat engage. And we're seeing Orin and Urgot both taken away.
yeah, really pinching that top lane pool for Endo and for the crack variety, respectively. I would be
And
shocked to let them have Aatrox go through here.
yeah, I mean, thankfully, I don't think we'll have to dial up animal control this week.
Yeah, no.
The croc was taken away in phase 1, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Endo has a couple more animals up his sleeve. And the Twisted Fate taken away. No TF today for you, Jamu.
No TF for him at all. And an Orianna taken away. So a lot of attention actually focused on the mid lane here for both sides. And honestly, I'm really excited to see what they're going to take here for either player. Jamu always has these wonky picks we're talking about. He pulls some pretty crazy stuff out sometimes. So
Woof woof.
woof
And
woof indeed. It sounds like my
quick mash of the mute button there by Father Zabel. We're seeing some puppy action on the webcam, and Galio will be picked up. Silky Bandit playing the Galio. Okay, now we're just waiting on the top lane pick for Scuttle, and we got top and mid, both solo laners for Ocean. So Endo will have the ever so desired counter pick on top lane, and we're seeing the Aatrox locked in on the side of Ocean.
Yeah, no surprises there from Ocean. I mean, the crack variety got a pentakill last week on the Aatrox, I believe. So looking absolutely disgusting on that champion.
Do we? Is that when Coach gives him the green light? Is
Coach
that
gives
like,
him the
all
green
right, Crack,
light.
you can play whatever you want. You've proven your worth.
Yeah, he gave it to him, and I mean, hey, if it works, it works. It's definitely looked really strong.
Yeah, I don't think anyone will be upset in joining me when I say we take those for pentakills.
Absolutely.
Hell yes, brother. Casa win. Let's go, Jamu.
Ooh,
I just like that champ. So
and that is a heavy scaling composition coming out from Ocean.
yeah,
Casted in the Kane, the Aatrox.
although this, I think Galio kind of dicks Cassidon.
Yeah, it's not fun, especially pre-6.
Yeah, so Jamie's gonna have to be very, very respectful here, especially with Hecarim. Like picking Cass into Hecarim, super, super scary. And then you combo that with the Galio beatdown. But like if Silky Bandit's able to hold a freeze here, Jamu is screwed. As long as Adalma's willing to saunter on over to the mid lane. But definitely, Jamu definitely has his work cut out for him. I like the spicy pick, but I don't know if this is the time, especially considering when you do have a Kane jungle who you know will not have a lot of lane presence early on.
Yeah, you want something to get that Cassidon through the early. For sure.
Zabel still playing with his dog. I'll finish off the statement for him. You want something that can kind of help you stabilize on Cassidon in the early game. As long as, if Cassidon can pick up like Catalyst on his first back, like 1100 gold, then he's doing okay.
Oh yeah.
But might struggle with that in this matchup. Um, I gotta say though, like there's some spice in the bot lane. I like it. We got Ash Leo, or sorry, Ash Not. So much kill potential there. You got the dredge line, you got the both ults, really massive lockdown. But then again, you also have Kate Leo, another extremely solid bot lane. So I actually don't know if we're going to see a ton of action in the bot lane because I think both teams might be extremely respectful of each other down there. And there's just so much CC. I don't know. Not a bot lane specialist, but could be some spice there. And then I also don't know how Wukong Aatrox goes. No clue on that one. If anybody is a resident top lane expert, let me know how that goes. I think a lot of Scuttle's success will hinge upon how well Adalma does, or actually, sorry, I don't mean to make it seem like Adalma has to force anything. I think Adalma will have just complete free reign and so much agency in the early mid game, particularly early game, that he'll kind of have his pick of the lot. I think Scuttle do have to make something happen though, because I would give the scaling advantage by far to Ocean. So if they're not able to keep this Kassadin down, that'll be a problem. Skill matchup in top lane says Droid. All right,
Yeah,
thank you very much.
feels like a skill matchup, but also, kind of feels like it might be a little Aatrox favorite. He's resourceless. He has the sustain to get through a lot of what Wukong wants to offer in the laning phase. The
Yeah.
only problem for Aatrox here is the 2v2. I mean, really the problem for Ocean here is the 2v2 in the mid lane and the top lane is so much stronger for Scuttle Crab with the Hecarim combo with the Wukong and with the Galio, especially for this Kassadin in the mid lane we touched on a little bit. It's going to be pretty difficult to actually get Kassadin through this laning phase. He's going to have to play incredibly safe.
Yeah, but even then, like, playing safe doesn't mean playing cowardly. Don't be a coward. If you're a coward, you're not going to get experience. But if you're not safe, you're going to die, and you're also not going to get experience as a Kassadin.
That is true. Let's take a look at what this poll closed out at.
Zabel, interestingly, though. Okay, actually, go ahead with the poll.
I think it was 70% to Scuttle, 30% to Ocean. So a lot of faith in the Scuttle Crab boys today.
Dude, I'm a crabby. I'm a crabby today.
I can see it. Totally non-biased casting.
Even though we're not seeing the Renekton in action in the top lane, we do have another animal coming out for INDOL, and that is the monkey. So we still may need to keep Florida Animal Control on speed dial.
Yeah, they have a monkey and a horse. So there's a lot of
oh yeah, the double control.
Yeah, a lot of wild animals running around on the Scuttle Crab side. So we'll see if they can unleash their inner Udyr and take advantage of really the weaknesses in Ocean's early game. But if they just go even in the laning phase and let Ocean scale up, the Kassadin's going to have a really fun time in this game.
Yeah, but I'm confident that Adalma will recognize that and will try to steer his steed in the right direction. I think a lot of the problem playing against Kassadin arises when people don't realize, like, hey, I got to do something about that.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to do something now.
Yeah, and we've seen Kassadin pop off in
people are like, oh, we'll get him when I have my ult. No, because then he has his ult too. Like, yeah, he's weakest at like 1 through 6.
Yep. Just in the loading screen right now, loading in.
And that is a Hextech Kassadin skin.
That is. I was looking at it.
It is a Hextech Kassadin skin.
I think that's the winning skin here in this lobby. Bloodmoon Aatrox is pretty cool, and obviously I'm a fan of Kayn, but the Soul Hunter one should have went with Odyssey. A little bit better, a little stronger in the skin game, a little stronger on the voice lines game. But yeah, sitting at 98% right now. Going to be getting into game here shortly with Ocean on blue side, Scuttle Crab on the red side, taken to the Rift, and I want to see some action out of Adalma here in the early game. He has so much agency on this pick, and I want to see him pull some stuff off.
Yep. Are you? Is there any concern maybe for the Ocean side that they're not playing with their normal bot lane? Are you worried about any teamwork, any communication lapses, perhaps?
Yeah, we actually didn't touch on that. That Mr. Neat is subbed in here in the support role. I believe there was some struggles with one of their players getting called to active duty for the military. I'm not quite sure what's all involved with that, but he had to go do it, so they got Mr. Neat. And I'm assuming they've at least put in some time with him. And Mr. Neat does play bot lane, so it's not like he's coming in blind. But you know, maybe there will be some synergy concerns here going up against, you know, honestly the win condition for Scuttle Crab most of the time in their bot lane.
Yep. And Zabel, what time do you have? Game time?
I'm at 32 right now.
Okay.
35.
Okay.
We got a cheeky little invade here coming out from Ocean, looking to wrap around and maybe try to catch.
I like it. I don't know if they've maybe been scouting Endo's usual path, or if
Yeah.
they're just going on an adventure.
Yeah, they got pains going down. It looks like they want to wrap towards that red buff. They won't actually
Dude,
find
they're,
anybody.
Animal control. Animal control. Endo, hope you're not picking your nose, buddy.
Uh-oh.
Better be staring at that screen.
Oh, we'll see if they can get the hook off here. A lot of terrain there. They do land the hook. Damage is going to come down, and he'll just die. That's the first kill going to Nautilus, not having to burn any summoners. And Endo dropping there for first blood, going to the support. Mr. Neat coming in.
A great play, but Mr. Neat, stop clicking on him. Stop clicking on him. Would have loved to have seen that gold go over to, you know, any of the solo, any of the carries, really. Even the jungle would be fine. But
yeah,
a kill's a kill. We take those. And we're going to see some action on the red buff here. Maybe not.
Yeah, they're going for the invade, but should just be able to smite it away.
Phoenix? Nope, not.
And Mr. Neat actually getting that first blood, but then walking into the middle of everybody. Gonna have to flash over that wall. We'll see if he can actually get through. Doesn't, gets knocked back, and Mr. Neat going down to Adoma for second blood of the game.
Oh no, the pony is the pony's he's swinging.
And take a look at this top lane here. Crack Variety on the bad end of a trade there takes so much damage from the Wukong, who was able to proc his Conqueror. Almost in lethal range now, and level 2 for that Wukong comes in, so it's going to be a little bit scary.
That's pretty nuts, actually, because like Endo, like seemingly should have been getting hit by a ton of the minions, but they just weren't hitting him.
Yeah, and I mean, still has that flash, so still has some kill pressure if he gets Crack Variety chunked low enough. But we got to remember Aatrox's innate sustain.
And there is no time to breathe in this game. Just so much action from even like pre-minion spawn.
It's pretty back and forth. Gonna miss a good amount of CS here. Crack Variety dangerously low in the top lane. Actually gonna end up having a flash here, but probably get flashed on. One more auto's gonna do it, and Endo takes out Crack Variety after falling.
Vash is here. Vash is here.
Let's see if Vash can do anything here in the top lane.
E was still on cooldown, unfortunately.
Yeah, the TP coming through, but Endo wisely backing off there. Doesn't want to get caught up in any shenanigans.
Yeah, I wonder if Silky's playing to bounce this wave or what. You gotta hold a freeze on this cast. Shoving into him is what he wants.
Yeah, and I mean, Silky Bandit going in for the trade there, but Jmu honestly getting the better of him, getting that magic damage shield with his Q, proccing on the Galio, even though he took the full combo, still came out ahead.
Mm-hmm. But we're seeing Adalma clearing his blue side. Both junglers clearing their blue sides. Kane going for the top crab. Adalma maybe fixing to make a visit mid lane after bottom crab.
Yeah, we'll see. He's taking the Scuttle Crab right now. Trading Scuttles are the junglers, and Crack Variety clearing a pink ward in the top lane. We'll see if they try to do anything in this mid lane with the Kane, but I think he will get spotted on vision. Maybe just actually wrapped around it. They didn't actually quite see him. So Kane's here in the mid lane. Could get the flash, but Hekarm's also here. Gets the knock up, and Jmu gonna have to flash out. Should be able to make it out, but Silky Bandit getting pretty low.
Adalma wins this.
Yeah, they can't fight Adalma here. Actually, a lot of damage going back onto him. So the decent trade, honestly, by the junglers. We'll see if he gets a flash Q here. Goes in, but doesn't quite have it. No, Vash the Stampede not able to take that kill, and then Jmu answers back in the mid lane, gets the kill. Meanwhile, top lane, a lot of tower shots going on to Endo, but gonna make it out. But Jmu, with that kill in the mid lane, picks up the double buffs for himself, which, if you're talking about casting and propelling himself through this early laning phase, double buffs are really gonna help you out.
That is huge. It looked like such a great bait there by, I don't even know, it probably wasn't even a bait, but Silky and Adalma able to catch out Kane, Vash, but turning over that kill to Jmu, yikes.
That's not what you want to
see. Now
see.
sitting on 1-0 and 1, 1,200 gold back, picking up the Catalyst, and he has TP to get back to lane.
Yeah.
Jmu's cruising right now.
Jmu's cruising right now, and unfortunately, honestly, you have to think that Vash might have been able to burn the flash there, knowing he was going to die. Probably could have flashed to auto attack and then Q the Galio, but opted to not use it, ended up falling, and that's just an 0-1 on the Kane now.
And we're seeing Endo under...
Got some top lane attention. The slow doesn't land. Vash still chasing. Gonna end up backing off. Not fooled by the clone, but Crack Variety a little too low to go for the rest of that trade.
And a side note, I have received confirmation from Droid that, yeah, he has some military stuff going on for game 1, but he will likely be back for game 2.
That's what you like to hear.
Shout out to Droid for his service.
Shout out to Droid for his service, and shout out to Zeem for his service on the CS and score
Yep.
in the bot lane. He's massive lead, has almost doubled the farm of his opponent in OG Phoenix, and
yeah, and I really like to see that out of ZM. We've seen him, had some, I wouldn't say struggles, but I'll say it's a struggle. A lot of times he's gone often with bot lanes, which I believe, I think he is, seemingly stronger than. So it's nice to see him kind of putting his foot on the gas a little bit.
absolutely, it's definitely what you want to see out of your player that you expect to perform here. Is Kane coming to the mid lane, going to get a little bit of damage down, just honestly farming those stacks. We'll see how close Vash gets to his transform here.
Yeah, and I really like what Bash is doing here. Even though he's not picking up kills necessarily with I don't know if you'd call them ganks or what, like that type of stuff is so helpful for your mid laner.
Absolutely.
Especially a scaling mid like Caspian. But we got action in the bot.
Yeah, we got action. Leona going in with the Zenith Blade, gonna proc the Aftershock and not get too much damage traded back onto her 420 Blaze It Nerd, landing that one, but not much to follow up as we see Mr. Needs step on a trap and shield that headshot from Caitlyn. The spot lane's kind of been getting pushed in the entire game. I'm surprised we haven't seen more attention from the jungler.
And we're seeing an first dragon is Infernal. Vash is in the area. This is about to be... Oh man. Jamu's now 6, okay. He's able to Rift Walk out. But you gotta expect that first dragon will go over to Ocean, or sorry, Scuttle here.
Yeah, they have so much prio with this, how
and
large this Hecarim is.
Yeah, you got a Kayn and Cass, and you cannot contest this.
Absolutely not. As we see the World Ender popped in the top lane, Wukong answers with the Cyclone. We'll see if Crack Variety can actually answer this back. There's still no flash available on the Wukong, so if Crack Variety can land some more ability, he should be able to heal.
Animal control.
He's healing up. One more. Oh, and he can't get it. The last Q in mid-air might have secured the kill for Crack Variety, but doesn't quite get it and ends up falling there to the Wukong, who's now sitting on 2 and 1.
Yeah,
Adolma visiting the mid lane.
I am so surprised that Adolma did not start up the dragon here.
Yeah, I think that should have been pretty free.
Maybe not wanting to 50-50 with Kayn because Kayn can get over that wall.
Oh, Kane's in the bot lane. He's level 5. 420 Blazer and has a flash available. Flashes forward, but can't quite get anything else.
And Vash making his presence known pre-6. I love it. Vash has hit lanes what, 4 times now? That's sick. Seen Adalma taking Vash's blue side. I love it. Take the Gromp. That is yours. You are Hecarim. You own that territory.
That is absolutely his.
But looks like they're going to be flipping... I don't know if Vash will stick around for this blue. It's very scary. Silky's sniffing it out. Honestly, I don't even think Silky was going to sniff out the Kayn there. I think he was looking to ult bot, but it worked out. And we're seeing Adalma trying to figure out what to do here. A little bit of waffling, not sure where he wants to go. Okay, he's waiting for the blue buff. I like it. No waffling.
Absolutely no waffling. He's a man on a mission. He knows what he wants.
Adalma does have smite, so you gotta expect this buff to be gone here. Alright, yep, and he will just prance that on out of there. But, I mean, Jamu now has a CS lead in mid.
He does.
Jamu's first minigame has been completed.
He has successfully navigated through the early game.
Yes. He is much safer now.
Oh my god.
Now is when I start getting a bit worried.
Oh, top lane. Crack Variety has to flash out and pop the World Ender and just gonna get taken out into the tower.
Shit.
Endo with a 2-level lead in the top lane, sitting on 3 and 1 right now with 20 CS and a 2-level lead. Crack Variety is not having a game.
No, and we're seeing the early executioners calling here for Endo. So really just taking it to Crack. It's like, you got Aatrox, fine, you can't heal.
Yeah, Pain's going down onto the dragon right now. I believe they have spotted Kayn in the dragon pit. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do anything about this one here.
And okay, I said I was worried about how mid lane was going, but if we take a look at this top lane matchup, Crack Variety is level 6, Iando L is level 9. Holy hell.
Yeah, that's a massive lead for the Wukong. And honestly, Wukong's one of those champions that when you get ahead like that, you just snowball.
This is such a bad feeling as to be on the receiving side, because even if your jungler can't come help you, because if your jungler comes, you get double killed.
Yup, I'm thinking we're going to see a pretty late red evolve here. A pretty late Rost for Vash on the Kayn because there's not really many places he can go.
Yeah.
He can try to go to
And
that
I mean,
mid
I
lane.
think both junglers realize this and are now looking to play bot side.
He's looking for a dive, but unfortunately, Hecarim's already here. The Asher are going to go wide. We'll see if Kayn can get some damage down and just ult the Hecarim for stacks. Does end up doing that. Gonna get almost pulled into the tower. Gets pulled back. Has to get out with the heal. The Leon ultimate coming down, not really hitting anybody, but Endo's here. Aldoma going in with the ultimate, and this is just a massacre for Scuttle Crab. Just Crack Variety can't do anything in this fight. A double kill for the Monkey, and the Caitlyn ult to finish off Mr. Neat for the double kill for the AD carry as well. That is a 4 for nothing for Scuttle Crab, and they take that fight.
We need animal control now. This monkey is too thick. This monkey is too thick. What a teleport there. Amazing play.
Phenomenal timing out of Endo, and they're going to take this dragon. Endo taking a recall. Might have enough to complete this Triforce with all the gold he's gotten out of there.
Yeah, just in case you were concerned about Endo doing too much damage, he just picked up an Infernal Dragon, so he'll do a little bit more. Unfortunately, does lose like about a wave and a half or two up top, but that's totally worth it.
He can afford that.
4-0 bot lane and dragon. That's sick.
Yeah, sitting on 5-1 with a 500 gold bounty, almost a 30 CS lead now. This monkey is massive, and Crack Variety is really going to have to pull out the stops here to try to bring this game back for his
team.
Good
news, though, for the one main hope that Ocean still has is that their Kassadin has an 11-minute rod. So they're not out of it, but this is going to be a huge uphill battle.
Yeah, and the only thing that's...
I'm putting all my resources onto Jmu.
Absolutely.
That is the only chance you have of getting back into this game.
Yeah. And the unfortunate thing, though, for that Kassadin is that usually Kassadin wants to get a flank off and kind of one-shot somebody with a stacked Riftwalks, right? What targets is he going to be looking at on the side of Scuttle Crab? You have a Wukong, Hecarim, Galio, and Leona. There's the Caitlyn, but if that's the only target you can go for, you have to think that the rest of the team is going to be gunning for you with all their CC they have available. So
yeah, so I don't think that Ocean can take a 5v5 at this point.
Oh, Silky Bandit going in, hits the taunt. He's almost in the mix. Just Vash unable to do anything in that fight.
Too dang clean, man. They are, dude. This Scuttle team is, they're firing on all engines, man. Really great teamwork here. Really great communication.
Yeah, they're just running over the map right now. Looks like there's almost nothing that Ocean's able to do in response. They have the Kassadin in the mid lane, but like we talked about, just going to be so hard for him to have any agency.
Yeah, so kind of to get back to what I was talking about, like Ocean's not going to be able to take a 5v5, so like if they take a 5v5, I don't care. Like, you know, if Kassadin has another item at this point, the fight's not going to go in their favor. So if I'm Jmu, I'm looking to try and stop the bleeding a bit in the side lanes. Like, hopefully, it's going to be really hard.
Oh, massive chunk onto Phoenix in the bot lane by Zim. Didn't pop the ultimate. OG Phoenix has to walk so far away to respect that damage, and just top lane Crack Variety just getting absolutely abused.
The only targets that Jmu has are like ZM. As long as 420 sits on top of ZM, though, ZM's fine. Maybe he could take out Hecarim if Adalma gets a bit low on a clear, but honestly, it's too scary for Jmu to poke around inside the jungle right now. Ripin Bonks is asking where is the tier. Yeah, so it's usually normal for Kassadins, if they're at least doing okay or ahead, to fully buy the rod first to get that stacking before you buy your tier. If you're a little behind, typically you can skip the rod and just go into like Archangels, and like, you know, get the tier early.
Yeah, but
so this is like pretty normal. This is what I would do if I was playing Cass, but I mean, you don't have to put that much stock into how I play mid.
Oh, and Phoenix getting jumped on in the bot lane here. The CC chain going to be perfect. 420 Blaze tanking the tower and going to make it out before that last shot takes him out. More turret plates going over to Zim and 420 before that tower falls, I believe. And that is a pretty massive gold lead at this point. 8,000 for Scuttle Crab at the 14-minute mark. This is looking dire for Ocean.
8,000, holy heck. And honestly, like, I'm trying to think, like, was this all perpetuated by Endo? Was it just a combination? Like, was Scuttle just playing well across the board, or like, what was going on?
Well, let's take a look at the gold lead in the top lane. Sitting at about 5,000 lead.
Action in the mid.
Action in mid. Gonna have to flash out is Silky Bandit. Gonna be safe there. Goes back in now. Gets the taunt on the two members. The Nautilus is here with the nice hook, but Hecarim's there with the ult to zone everybody else. And the Wukong is just way too big. Mr. Neat and Jmu getting knocked up by that Ashire comes through, but it's not going to be enough. And Endo should be able to finish off this kill with one more proc, but no, ends up going back to the tower. Doesn't want to end up dying.
Is not doing their job today. This animal is not being controlled.
Not at all. And this is a massive advantage for Scuttle Crab, and it's really looking like almost, I don't want to say hopeless for Ocean, but They don't like their win conditions is Cassidy, and he's going to struggle killing even one person in this game.
Yeah, and we have an air. Thankfully for the ocean side, the next dragon is air. So probably the least impactful dragon that Scuttlecrab could have right now. But this is 9K at 15 minutes. Oh no.
Yeah, we say
Oh
thankfully
no.
for the ocean side that the next dragon's air, but if the next dragon is air and the map is an ocean soul, I don't
Oh
think
yeah,
there's any
that's a good
world
point.
where ocean
But it
can
looks like
kill.
a 420 might be caught out here.
Yeah, and Vash does have his evolve. 420 doesn't have that flash available, but they end up backing out. For some reason, they had a bunch of members here. I guess they opted to just run back, but they're going to get the kill anyway. Mr.
It looked
Neat.
a bit greedy. It looked like perhaps 420 wanted to secure some vision in the red side jungle before the dragon spawn, but honestly, you don't need it. Like, if Kane comes in, he just dies. Your team's so much stronger than them right now. If they want to fight, let them fight. Like, you actually
Absolutely.
want to fight them.
Yeah, and with that pick, it looks like Ocean's going to try to set up on the
Yeah,
dragon
and honestly,
here.
I think Scuttle will concede this dragon just because it is air, and you have Endo pushing on the top side. Like, giving air dragon over, not a huge deal, but Adoma getting caught up.
Hook going down to Adoma. A lot of CC going down on him. Should actually end up falling here almost immediately. A shutdown goes to the Cassid, and that's exactly where you want that gold. Silky Bandit in the mix now. Crack Variety onto Zeem, who ends up flashing away. Can't quite get over the wall. Cassid should be able to take this kill as well. Another shutdown to the Cassid, and that is so much gold onto that mid lane carry that Ocean needs to be big to be able to have a chance in this game.
Honestly, I think that's just a lapse of communication there. It looked like maybe there was some uncertainty about whether or not to contest the dragon fight, and they didn't make a choice, and Mr. Neat made it for him. A really nice hook there from Mr. Neat onto Adolma. And yeah, I mean, his team was able to follow up, and you just threw a good chunkier lead. I mean, you're still extremely far ahead as Scuttle, but Caston is now 3-0-2, and he's sitting on 1,800 gold right now, so that'll be at Ludens, and then he'll be about, what, like 700 off of Archangels?
Yeah, he's getting to the point where he's going to be a little bit scary and going to start actually clapping. So the ability for them to actually get kills and shutdowns onto the Cassid in there was exactly what Ocean needed.
Yeah, but like Scuttle's definitely still in the driver's seat, but they can't if they do that another like 1 or 2 times, then there's time for concern.
Oh, Mr. Neat getting caught out here, going to get knocked up, ends up getting feared by the Hecarim as well, knocked back. Mr. Neat, pretty tanky, but going to end up falling there. Silky Bandit 2 taking the kill, first kill of the game. He's on the board now. Was the assist bot before that, but getting some gold for himself.
That's so crippling as the ocean side, right? You just like you got some hope, and then oh man, we just gave it back.
Well, we'll see if Crack Friday gets through the wall. He does. No ult to follow from Adolma. Used that previously to kill the support of Ocean.
It looks like right now the Scuttle team might not exactly have their direction sorted out. It looks like they just might kind of be like roaming around together. All the while, they're letting Jmu scale up in a side lane.
Yep.
Maybe they're fixing the dive this mid turret. I'm not sure.
They absolutely can. The power level they're at right now with their ultimates available for CC from Leona, Galio, and Wukong, they can pressure almost anybody off these towers. Kassadin's in the side lane, but he's still in the tier 1 tower. There's not really a huge threat out of Jmu right now.
But Jmu is level 12.
Hook going in for Mr. Neat. Rolled under a pop by Crackfire, but he's super low. Gonna get knocked up. Leona ultimate gonna tag 2 of them, and there's just too much damage coming through from Scuttle Crab. Kassadin does take the tower, but at what cost? The rest of his team is perishing.
Yeah. All right, so looks like it worked
nice
out.
Nice knock up from Vash, gets the kill on to Silky Bandit 2, but that's a triple kill to the Monkey, and I don't think Animal Control has responded yet.
Okay, so I take that back. It looks like they knew what they were doing. They had their plan. Their plan was we're going to siege mid, and we're going to take it. If Jame wants a side lane, that's fine. We'll take this inhib, and then we'll peace.
I think there's a world where Jmu actually gets a double kill there onto Adolma and Endo, but...
And I can see ZM's ADC senses tingling here. He's like, the red buff just came up, I'm going red. But then his team's like, no, we got to get Herald. ZM's like, damn it, okay.
Damn it, I guess I'll get red buff later.
And wow, okay, so yeah, Herald's just about to despawn, but they're gonna be able to take it out before. And you gotta expect that Scuttle here is probably gonna reset and look to siege top, drop Herald top, and I mean Baron is a huge threat here. Baron is a huge threat. If Ocean's not willing to fight them, and if Scuttle's not able to actually siege the turret, they can just drop Herald and turn for Baron.
Yeah, and I mean they could even drop Herald in the bot lane at the furthest point from the Baron. And take that last outer tower that is still standing.
And I mean, at this point, forcing Baron is fine because Scuttle will want to take a 5v5 or a 4v4, whatever. They want to team fight. So it's just their choice. You know, they have the pick of the litter, you could say, of where they make that fight happen.
Absolutely. And
And we're also seeing a minute 30. This is an Mountain Soul map. Sorry, I don't know if you already said that. You may
I
have.
don't believe I did, but it is that Mountain Soul for these two teams. And I mean, if Scuttle Crab's able to pick up the Mountain Soul,
Mhm.
that's going to be such a boon to their team. They're already building so
Yep.
many resistances. It's going to be much harder for.
And Jamu is now just about 100 off of his Archangel. Okay, he completed it. Well, he sold his Dorn Shield.
Yeah, and they're just dropping the Herald bot lane here. Looks like they're not opting to drop the Herald and rotate to Baron. They want to take this tower and then maybe try to set up on the Dragon. Look for Baron a little
Mhm.
bit later.
Oh yeah, I don't think they're too concerned about Baron right now. They're like,
Yeah,
we're just
they
gonna
don't
take
need
this
it.
inhib. If you won't fight us, I'm just gonna dive you. Adalma's ready. I know he is.
Yeah, they got the charge go through the last or the bottom
Adalma, make
inhibitor
me
tower.
proud, my son. Get in there.
And this Zeem is just doing so much damage with these auto attacks, just
Yeah.
chunking Vash to about half HP. Has
ZM,
the
click
red
on the
buff.
turret. You can do it. I believe in you. But meanwhile, they do have the supers pushing in, so they don't have to rush anything. Unfortunately for them, that previous wave was the cannon wave. So if you're going to do something, it should have been then, because this wave is not a cannon wave.
Yeah, not quite at the point of the game where every wave spawns as a cannon. Their gold lead is so massive that they're at this point without the cannon waves. As the knockup goes on to Zeem, looks like they might have wanted to initiate something, but didn't pull the trigger with that Nautilus
Yep.
ultimate, and
But
gonna have to just let him walk away.
after that, little show and tell in the bot lane, they say, okay, Drag's up, let's turn for it. Or let's set a pick and let's catch out crack variety.
Oh,
Sounds good to me.
no. Looks like they spotted it out. A nice Scryer is coming out there.
Yeah, really, really, really wise play there by Crack. I think he threw out his E, the chain thingy, into the bush. So they're sniffing it out.
They sniffed it out. We'll end up giving this dragon a...
Or that's okay. That's his W.
W, yeah. It eased the little dash.
Yeah. So no major buys here for any of the Scuttle folks. They're all sitting on about 800 gold. So don't expect them to reset. Okay, Silky or 420 is resetting probably for more wards, and they're fixing to gain vision around the Baron side. That makes sense. And now his teammates are like, okay, we can reset now too. Great. And ZM finally gets his juicy red buff, albeit not the enemy's red buff. I love we're seeing there's 3 staggered back timings here from Scuttle. Definitely not ideal.
Yeah.
And if I am ZM, I think I would have actually waited to take the red unless he needed money to buy something. I would have waited to take the red until after the reset, so you have the longer red buff duration, which gives you more time to dance around Baron. And it looks like he does have 250 gold in his inventory right now, so I don't actually think he needed to take red before resetting. Full, I got you. And we're now seeing the dance around Baron, and Scuttle is now saying, come fight us. If you don't want to fight us, we're just going to take your Nexus. You have to go right now if you're Ocean. It's not ideal at all, but you have to go. And apparently only Mr. Neat's going. It looks like Mr. Neat quickly sent to Lumbridge. 420 Blaze at Nerd, locking up both Vash and Crack Variety. Big ult coming out of Silky Bandit. And Jamu's just like, vibes, you guys got me.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we expected to happen the second the team fight broke out, right? A clean ace and teleporting to the base for Scuttle Crab. And that should just be it, honestly. There's death timers over 20 seconds for 3 members.
That's all she wrote. Oh my lord, just a very commanding game by Scuttle here.
Absolutely.
I mean, really well played by ZM and 420 in the bot lane. Extremely well played by Mr. Animal Control himself, Ion Noel.
Yeah, they're taking the towers. It looks like they're on to the Nexus now, and Ocean Dragon not able to pick up the W here. Scuttle Crab gonna take it as the Nexus falls. Endo is legendary on that Wukong. 14-1. Absolutely disgusting performance.
Game. That is rip Darth Ted stonks, but as a Darth Ted competitor, I love to see it. And as a devout Scuttle Crabber.
Man, and what a performance out of Scuttle Crab. really just a stamp on how they've been performing
Absolutely
in the
nuts.
past
And
couple weeks.
so, without looking at stats, who do you think did most damage to champions that game? Zabel.
Honestly, I'm gonna say, I mean, I want to say Wukong, but I'm not sure that. I think he last hit a lot of the kills. I'm actually gonna go out on a limb and say Zim.
Dude, that's what I thought. It's wrong. It's wrong. It was the Galio.
Oh, I was gonna say Galio.
Dude,
Damn
it
it,
was the Galio.
man.
Silky Bandit, the man who were like, oh man. Well, at least in my opinion, I was like, if there's one lane that I wish could have went better, and by lane I also include jungle, I was like,
Yeah.
I wish mid could have went a bit better for Scuttle. But the man had most damage done.
Wow.
So I don't know.
Surprising.
Maybe he was playing the long con all along.
All along, playing the long con. Wow. And yeah, it's honestly really surprising because we saw so many kills onto Endo and
Yeah.
just the Adoma always going in and doing a lot of damage. But
But I mean, we also know like Wukong not exactly a sustained DPS champ, right?
yeah,
So he did his thing.
very fair. Yeah, burst damage and the Galio getting all his AoE abilities on most of the members of
Mhm.
Ocean for a lot of
Yeah,
that game.
some
It
really
adds
really
up.
nice ults there from him.
All right, and with that, we're going to send it to a quick break here. We're getting into the lobby, and we'll be right back with game number 2, Ocean versus Scuttle Crab. Don't go anywhere.
Yo, do you know why my webcam quality is so coming out so bad? I don't know why. I
All right, and we are back. Well, I am back. Valid AFK for a little bit, which is fine. Uh, I had to go AFK a few times to let the dog out in the last series, so my apologies for that. But we're in lobby for game number 2, Ocean versus Scuttle Crab. Scuttle Crab with a commanding victory in the first game. We'll see if they can pull it back here for the side of Ocean in game 2 and pull out a W, which has been hard to come by for the team this season so far. We saw some strong performances out of almost all members of Ocean at one point or another throughout the past couple weeks, but haven't been able to really pull it together as a team to get more than just, I believe, one win so far in the season. So a lot of people out there have a lot of money riding on the Ocean stocks, myself included, this week. So betting on the boys to get a W. Unbiased caster as always, though, but I can go for Ocean a little bit in this game because my co-caster is wearing a Scuttle Crab hat, which I believe he took off. I'm not sure where that's at. Oh, he has returned, but without his Scuttle Crab hat and glasses. So I'm not sure.
The
Not sure what
cat
happened
went
to him when
rest a little bit.
he got robbed on his way
So
back.
we now have the hat. Yep, we're good to go.
There we
We're
go.
good to go.
All right, man. So what are we looking for out of Ocean in this game?
Okay, so my main concern for Ocean with that game is like once they hit like I forget at what like objective it happened, but when they're at like a 9K deficit at 15 minutes or something right there, like in my mind, the game is no longer winnable for Ocean. So if I'm on the Ocean side, I'm just trying to control tilt at that point.
Exactly.
Like, to make sure that my teammates don't like rage tilt. Like mentally, like I don't know, my mental's pretty good, so I don't like really tilt often at all. But I just kind of view things as like, okay, this game's done. We're gonna keep playing it, of course, and try our best, but we're just trying to control our teammates so that they are also like vibes, you know?
Absolutely.
That game's so frustrating for Jamu because he did extremely well and he did his job and he had the hardest job to execute on
He
that
did.
Just matchup based. So I don't think Jamu would tilt, but as the cast player, that could be tilting, like when you do so well in the difficult matchup and your teammates aren't there with you. So I think I would like to see something that the top and the bot laners are comfortable playing with. Maybe they identify one thing that went wrong, or like, oh, if I trade differently into when he uses this ability or something, then the lane's okay. I don't actually like play top or bot, so I don't know like what kind of those turning points were, or break points, whatever you want to call them. But at this point, I think if I'm Ocean, I'm just looking for comfort picks.
Yeah.
We just need to try and play our standard game. We know that we've seen Ocean do some things really well, and let's just try and get back to normal Ocean play. Let's just have some fun with this one.
Yeah, I hard agree with that one. Comfort for Ocean is definitely the name of the game here, and as far as top lane's concerned, it's pretty tilting. One thing goes wrong in top lane, you're almost on an island for most of the game. So if you mess up like one small thing, like a wave state, or give over an early kill to the enemy top lane, it almost feels like the lane is over at that point. So we'll see if Crack Variety can try to mitigate some of those early mistakes that we saw last game.
I should point out, I mentioned that Jamu played extremely well. I also think that Vash did quite well. I'm not used to seeing Canes have an impact in the early game, but Vash did some very nice transition ganks to try and get into the, I don't know if it was to kind of like support his boy Jamu or to get into the mind of Silky Bandit or what. But Vash was looking out for his laners.
Yeah.
So we just need to see Crack, Phoenix, and Droid just try and stabilize their lanes a little bit, play to their strengths.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And honestly, with the Caitlyn here picked up again for Zeem, his strongest AD carry by far. I'm a little bit curious as to why that's not being banned in place of the Renekton. Maybe they have an answer.
I don't know. I mean, maybe Phoenix and Droid have something special cooked up for it. We are seeing that Mr. Neat has now been swapped out for Droid.
Yes.
Mr. Neat being their typical substitute player, and Droid now able to return after his military duties for Game 2. I don't know. I think it is interesting. I definitely agree with banning Renekton, and the Hecarim ban is fine because we've seen Adalma do some really nice things on that champ.
True.
And I do think it would be good to try and force Adalma to do something on another champ to prove his worth.
Right. So
the
maybe
ban,
a Taric, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of the Taric ban. I would have rather banned Caitlyn, especially against ZM, but I don't hate the Taric ban.
Looks like we've got a bit a bit of a taste of a salty run back. Not quite the same picks for either side, but it's looking awfully similar on both sides here. The Ashe again answering the Caitlyn, and
Yeah.
honestly, I would have liked to see something like a Jin come out. He's actually really strong into Caitlyn.
Oh yeah, Jin would be nice. But we are seeing both supports opting for different champs here. So on the side of Ocean, they've picked up Thresh instead of Nautilus, but still very, very similar, ideas, themes with both
Yeah.
champs.
Hit the Q skill
And
shot.
Yep. And we're seeing the Morgana for, well, presumably Morgana support, although this, knowing these players, this could also be Morgana mid Galio support.
That is
so
true.
Can't actually put too much stock into it. Definitely looks like it'll be Morgana support, but maybe they're playing the 500 IQ mind game.
Yeah, and Crack Variety falling back on an old favorite, the Ornn. The constant strong top laner here in the Rec League and really mostly everywhere. Just very consistent with what he can do in the game and the agency he has and how he conducts himself in the game with long range
with that
engage.
pickup though is that we saw last game snowballed very quickly, right? We know Ornn being the late game menace. So long as Crack is able to stabilize his lane early, I love the pick.
Yeah, Ornn honestly is an all-game menace. Ornn is an assassin, a bruiser, a tank. Ornn can do everything. He can do any. In his early laning is surprisingly strong. So we'll see.
Speaking of which,
yeah,
we love ourselves a nice tank top laner. We also have some Teespring merch with a tank top.
We do. It's actually super sick. I'm probably gonna buy one. That's just like, I love like play on words, and whoever came up with that, super clever. I'm not sure who did. I can't give him credit here on stream, but.
Yeah.
Good plugs.
And so Jay Herbo is saying that Ashe into Caitlyn is a good matchup and matches scaling, but Tarek is a wasted ban in his opinion. So
Yeah.
Ashe into Caitlyn's fine. Okay.
Yeah, Ashe into Caitlyn's fine.
Yeah. So Jay, our concern was more so of letting ZM have a comfort pick in Caitlyn. But yeah, I guess that kind of Ashe into Caitlyn's fine. I guess that addresses why not Jhin.
Yeah, that's fair. And they're going for a pretty heavy tank lineup here from Ocean right now. Really all about protect the Ashe. So we'll see what.
Brian the Broken, sorry, this is not Elise. This is a Zach, but maybe Adalma will play Elise. I don't think he will. Or actually, well, Elise could actually do really well here.
The Fiddlestick's insta-lock.
Percent HP damage. Fiddle. Woo! Okay, I was peeping Adalma's match history just because I like snooping on Rec League junglers to see what's going on. And he was playing some Fiddle last night, and I think maybe the day prior. I'm really excited to see this. So he had some. I had a brief chat with him about Fiddle, and he had great praise to sing about the champion.
Yeah, that's a champion that I've never super got into playing in the jungle, but the man can pull it out and look pretty good on it. And we see the Zac and the Echo for the mid jungle duo for
and we're
the
seeing
side of
another very, very hard snowball potential in the top lane here.
Yeah,
with
yikes.
INOL's pickup of the Darius. Crack, you better be on it, homie.
Yeah, I mean,
better be on it, homie. But I think he's up for the task.
Yeah, I think so as well. And if there's any melee champion that can kind of stand toe to toe with Darius, it is that Ornn who outputs so much damage on his own, can immune Darius's pool with his Bellows Breath, and kind of try to, out-bruise the classic bruiser in the top lane.
And it looks like our resident top laner, Single Nullark, is in the chat to say, Valib, you don't know how to play top lane. He likes Ornn into Darius. All right, I like it.
Well, there you go. So apparently a good matchup for
maybe
Ornn.
Endo opting for the self counter pick. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it's a counter pick or maybe it's just comfort for Null Knight. Single Null Knight, sorry.
Honestly, in my opinion, in most of the time in the Rec League, the counter picks are borderline irrelevant because like the level of play that we're at and the elo disparity that we have, if someone's like really good at a champion and you try to pick a counter into it, but you don't know how to play the counter as well as they know how to play their champion, you can't really operate as a counter.
It's all about the comfort picks, right?
Yeah.
Like as we've seen, I'll just use Jay Herbo as an example because that's the first one that came to mind. Like people were banning as Vayne and playing Caitlyn, which is kind of funny, right? But it's all about the comfort stuff.
Exactly.
Brian the Broken, thank you for the nice compliment. I agree, we do have nice shirts. Zabel's, though, is much nicer than mine.
I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do. Went out and bought it today specifically for the Rec League. Now, I've had the shirt for a while.
And Cop is saying Ornn has to optimize the Apprehend passive to do well. I don't know what the Apprehend passive is.
That's Darius' ability. It's his E is his Apprehend. That's the one that hooks him.
Oh, that's Darius' hook. My bad. Okay.
Yeah, and he gets flat armor pen on his Apprehend, I believe.
I didn't know it was called Apprehend, but that makes sense now that I think about it.
He's out here arresting people.
Yeah, he is. Darius was the second champion I mained or played. When I started League, I played
So
Ari,
toxic.
and then I went to Darius.
One of those guys, huh? At least you weren't a Tryndamere main. Those guys are the worst.
Yeah, like Ion Noel.
We used to have a resident Tryndamere main in the rec league, big fucking Rob. But poor went out for
Yeah.
him. He's no longer with us. I believe he still might tune into the stream now and again. See him online sometimes, get him in some in-houses sometimes. But yeah, percent armor pen on that apprehend Mind's Desire. That is correct for Darius. About a minute here in the spectator delay. And what do you think we're going to see early game from either of these squads?
Let me just peep the. Okay, so I think Scuttle are not going to wait. Actually, yeah, I think we're going to see an invade from the side of Ocean. They got Ash's slow and Thresh's hook, very solid, and they can also, depending on what Bash wants to level, got some decent AOE there. And let's not forget, shout out to season 6, week 2, Infernal versus Bramble, the Echo early game. In case you want to drop a 4-man W on them, never can be undervalued. So I really like the level 1 here on the side of Ocean. I expect some shenanigans on their part. And honestly, like, yeah, Scuttle's level 1's not huge, especially with the Fiddlesticks. I expect Adalma to try and play a much more controlled game. You got to expect him to throw out his scarecrows somewhere in the river just to hold down vision, and expecting a 5-point out of Scuttle and some shenanigans from Ocean.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is that Ocean has the propensity to have a very strong level 1. Scuttle might also be thinking that their level 1 is strong because they have the possibility to have the Galio taunt, the Caitlyn trap, Morgana snare to all kind of line up.
Right.
So they might actually look for an invade themselves, believing that their level 1 is superior. And honestly, I don't know who wins this level 1 battle. Kind of all
Yeah, and
depends.
there's also potential for Scuttle to just stack,
Yeah,
because like they have some really solid cheese if they're stacked. Like you got the Darius AoE Q, you got Galio doing whatever depending on what ability he takes, you can either taunt or do the clappy thing, the Q.
Clappy Boy.
Yeah, the
I
clappy
believe
thing.
that's
That's
actually the ability name. So
yeah. I think of Galio and he's just like just throwing out like the wind thing. Yeah.
yeah, I believe on the Chinese client, that's the noise he actually makes
Yep. Yeah.
when he
Exactly.
casts that
You
ability.
can
So
clip it here if you want. I'll get royalties from Riot.
we see God King
But
Darius in the top lane. I think that's
yeah,
the skin winner here. Endo
yeah.
pulling all the
Honestly, though, I
stops.
don't think Scuttle has to try and like cheese or force anything. Like their laner is just dominated independently and like just run it back.
Yeah,
Like if you try and mix it up, like that's totally fine as well. But if you're also confident in kind of how your lanes went last game and you think you can repeat it, then just play a controlled game and just get those small edges that'll build up over time.
absolutely.
You'll buy a lot more time for Adalma to kind of scale up, but by the same token, that also lets Zach scale up here. So for that reason, I really do like the Fiddlesticks pick, because Vash is not going to be able to kill whatever jungler that Adalma picks, right? Because
Yeah.
Zach is very slow champion. So Adalma wisely recognizing that and saying, hey, you want to scale? Okay, I'll scale too.
All right, and we're getting into game here as the summoners load onto the rift.
And
Scuttlecrab versus Ocean, game number 2.
let me know what time you have.
I'm at 10 seconds right now.
Okay, we're like pretty much the same then. Great. And we're seeing some pings for that bush from the blue side. Yep, looks like, okay, both teams are going to be 5 stacking here. Oh, wait. Never mind. Ocean is not invading. Okay. Valve doesn't know what he's talking about. And Rip Scarecrow, gold lead over there to Ocean. Ocean is now ahead 3 gold. Wrap it up, boys. Send it home.
Wrap it up and send it home. Ocean with the early lead.
Yeah, pretty ambitious early Scarecrow there from Adalma. Definitely don't think you need to throw that out at, 30 seconds, but it's fine.
It's fine. It is what it is, and both sides fanning out. There is a vision in the pixel brush for the side of Ocean in the top side. We'll see if there's any cheese attempted by the jungler from Scuttlecrab. Looks like he might just be trying to do that double camp start rather with the blue buff and the Gromp.
Taking out that Scarecrow is actually huge. It's like the amount of value you get from that is way more than the 3 gold that Vash picked up.
Oh yeah.
Just as the jungler, and especially as as a mid laner, but especially as a jungler, denying that vision so valuable. Because now the Fiddle doesn't actually know if he's truly safe or not on that blue side. He also will not be able to see in that river if Zach wants to traverse through that territory. We're seeing both jugglers here start up at blue. Adelma doing the double
trade.
suck, as Brian would call it.
The double suck, that's exactly what Brian would call it.
Yes, the Brian the Broken double suck. Rec League TM. Or double suck TM, sorry. There we go.
Double suck Rec League TM. Yeah, Jmu just going to shove this lane in early here, taking a good amount of damage. Let's get the level 2 first, and we have the follow from Rippin' Bonks. Oh, the subscribe from Rippin' Bonks.
And we have 5 gifted subs from Rec Pickle Popper.
5 gifted subs. Rippin' Bonks, a Chipster, Mind's Desire, Team Otaku 3, and Val Stomps. Thank you, Pickle Popper, getting us ever closer to those fabled Rec League jerseys.
Yes, Rec League jerseys. Let's go. Make it a 1-1, he says.
Binding
Make it
barely
a
going to go
1-1,
wide.
Rec Pickle Popper says.
Year of the Pickle, year of the subscriber gifting.
Yep. And we're Endo, he's doing Darius things up there.
He is doing Darius things. Not a bad trade for the side of Crack Variety.
Almost taking the turret hit.
Did take a turret hit. Taking a lot of damage here, actually.
Taking tons of minion hits. Oh boy, did not expect that one. That trade was looking so good for Endo, but then he kept going.
He kept going.
Pump the brakes, homie. I know your champion only moves in one direction, but move it a little slower. Crack smash indeed. And we're seeing the early cheater recall. Ooh, that's not even a cheater recall from Jmu, because this wave did not crash.
Ooh, gets actually apprehended in the midst of his charge. Does Ornn gets the knockup? Actually, wasn't charging before. Thought he was.
Yeah, and a bit of a misplay there by Jmu. Thought he had the early cheater recall, but the wave didn't crash, so he's forced to burn his TP. He does pick up a Dark Seal, but he doesn't have any potions to go with it.
Ooh, Binding going to land in the bot lane. The hook going to go wide for Droid Syndicate. And then meanwhile, in the mid lane, the stun going down onto Silky Bandit 2. Aftershock is propped, mitigates a lot of that damage, but Echo winning the early parts of these trades.
Yeah, we're seeing a full clear from both junglers, and they're gonna just
another
take
Binding bot steps on the trap. The damage goes down. OG Phoenix going in with some damage. Another trap stepped on by Droid Syndicate, but
man, 420. Right click on him, buddy. Your ADC trapped him up. Click on him. Hit him.
Yeah, and just so much. Honestly, this lane for Echo, it just feels so good. You can constantly shove the Galio in, deny a lot of his roam pressure when he gets to that level 6. And
yeah, unfortunately, though, Jmu killed a lot of his pressure as well by opting for that cheater recall.
That's true. Zach going in mid lane. The knockup not going to land. We'll see if he gets the pullback. Does have it after the flash, so that's Silky Bandit going to end up falling here. First blood going to the Zach in the mid lane, and a well-timed gank by Vash the Stampede.
Really solid gank there by Vash, and really solid follow-up, I guess, by Jmu. Jmu is now going to be cruising. He also, unfortunately, the kill did go over to the Zach, so Jmu only gets 1 stack on his Dark Seal, but stackies, boys, we take those.
Yeah, and I mean, you burned Galio's flash, so that's a rinse and repeat for the Zach with the angles he can gank from. If Adoma doesn't help
and
Silky Bandit 2 get vision on the sides of the river here.
Very valuable, the Ravenous Hunter stack for, or I assume he has Ravenous for Jmu.
Oh, Crack Variety and Top Lane might be in some trouble. Does the Bella's Breath, and actually trades back pretty decently on Endo. Has to burn the flash to get out there. Endo flashing in himself. Don't think he can actually take that. The silence goes down, but the bleed's not going to end up killing Crack Variety. And a nice gank, but Endo flashed.
Pretty solid freeze.
Zach, bot lane, doesn't get the knockup. Doesn't get the connect for the Q either onto a minion to pull Morgana back.
And yeah, Crack's going to be forced to TP back to lane here. Endo has to be careful because his health
is flash hook! Droid Syndicate flash hooking and missing. That is so unfortunate for the Thresh in the bot lane, burning that summoner. The flash is down on Caitlyn, but...
Yeah, unfortunately not connecting, but I love to see that they're going for plays here.
Yeah, you want to see that aggression.
And Vash ready to make another visit to the mid lane.
Yeah, he's on his way. Galio at level 6 now. Vash just ended up taking the recall.
Yep.
Top lane fight here. Level 5 on both champions. Honestly, Crack Variety's doing much better in this matchup than the previous one. He's trading relatively evenly and hasn't died yet in this lane, which...
Yeah, but we are seeing this Scuttle bot lane slowly building up a lead, now ahead about 2 full waves CS-wise for ZM.
Yeah, and that's just something you kind of expect on an AD carry player like ZM to get these leads on a champion like Caitlyn. That's basically her wheelhouse, is just developing a CS lead in the lane. And
Crack
feared, no flash available. We'll see if he can maybe trade a kill here. Looks like he might be trying to, but gonna get blue smited. Zach's here. Echo's here as well. He might actually be able to take this out. Flashes to get the knockback. Galio coming in though too. And Adoma only sitting on level 5. We'll see if Echo goes back in. He does go back in with the ultimate. He gets the kill, but has to flash out. Jmu should be able to pick up another kill here into Endo. Zach still has the passive. One end up falling. And Vash takes the kill onto Endo as well. No members falling for the side of Ocean, sitting on a 3-0 lead now, and they're back.
Dude, Crack with the 5-head bait. That was sick. That was a huge swing there for Ocean.
Yeah, phenomenal roam timing from Jmu to come up with his jungler, knowing that they had that fight won. Fiddlestick's so weak early game, and just not a good fight for Scuttlecrab to take, and they pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, you I hate to say it, but you gotta wonder if maybe this is some inexperience on the Fiddlesticks for Adalma or what. Definitely don't don't blame Adalma for everything, but I wonder if he's familiar with like maybe the limitations of Fiddle.
Yeah, and think about the types of champions Adolma's typically playing. He plays the Hekarim. We've seen him play like something like the Jarvan. He plays kind of these playmakers, right? He's playing an AP farming champion right now, so might have that same playstyle still kind of baked into his jungle skill and abilities, and is kind of not really in his wheelhouse on this Fiddlesticks. We'll see if he can bring it back and make some things happen when he gets that ultimate.
Yeah, good news though for Scuttle is that 2 of the kills did go over to the Zac. Zac can definitely be a menace, but not as menacing as like a 3-0 Echo.
Yeah, but I mean, don't count the Zac damage out either. Zac's base damages are super high. If he gets a big lead, he can invade the Fiddle over and over again.
Yep. Adalma having to burn his flash because he was trying to clear that pink ward out.
Well, we've all been there. You want to get the ward.
And Vash is hungry. Vash is saying, ooh, ZM stepping up. I like me some Caitlyn.
Yeah, Caitlyn has no flash available. Gets in. Doesn't quite land the pullback onto the Caitlyn. The hook going to connect, though, onto 420 Blazing. Thresh goes in, but the Flay not going to go through. And Droid Singh has to get the heal. Gets level 6. They can block this shot. And Fiddlestick's bottom lane with the ultimate right now. The binding lands onto OG Phoenix. That is unfortunate. Oh, Dolma's ulting in, but Vash is stampeding as well. There's so much damage. Phoenix ends up falling to 420 Blazing Nerd.
And Zac does not have passive.
Zac takes out the Caitlyn. Gets the Lantern. Escapes.
Here.
Jmu is in the bot lane now. Gets Morgana ulted. The hook not going to connect. For Droid Syndicate goes back in though and gets binded right in the face. But if he can get back forward again, but no, the Morgana binding lasting too long.
By Jmu though. So close to killing 420.
Yeah, I think.
Oh man, just looking back at that play, like.
Crack variety top lane gonna get taken out here by the Darius ultimate. You have to think.
Just not even enough, Darius right click.
Not even enough mana. Just right clicks him for days.
Yeah. Oh man, like from the start of that fiesta, we'll call it bot lane. Like if 420 was just able to hit that black shield on himself before that Thresh hook connected, like. That would have went so much differently. He would have been able to save his flash, and then like all the other follow-up stuff would have ensued.
Yep.
But we're now looking at a 3-0 Zac.
Yeah, Zac's getting big. And, Jmu picked up a kill himself.
Jmu getting some big value off this Darkseal. Now sitting on 4 stacks.
Yeah, going for the Hextech Protobelt first item. It looks like on the Echo gives him a little bit more mobility. Can get in range for that E to get on top of people a little easier. Gonna find a pink ward and a binding to the face for his troubles. Gets the Caitlyn ultimate coming through as well, so gets chunked out.
Okay.
No follow-up though.
Looks like we have a few seconds to breathe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Thought there was gonna be a scuffle over that pink ward, but
maybe.
Oh, Zac's charging the jump, just going onto the Raptors. As Silky Bandit.
Silky, he's doing the clappy thing.
He's doing the clappy thing.
Hit. Yep.
Yeah, Jmu shouldn't really be in too much trouble. Still has the Chronobake available. And Silky having that flashback up shouldn't be in too much danger from a gank. We'll see if Vash's Stampede opts to start up Rift Herald maybe with the mid-prio they have.
Yeah, you got to expect it. And you also know that Endo's going to hold this freeze. So you're not threatened by the Darius coming down, but we got Vash going in mid.
Going in, see if he pulls him back into the parallel convergence. Not able.
Greetings to Silky.
Yeah, Silky wisely not burning the flash there. Knew he wasn't really in any danger. Echo's being so low. It's kind of under somewhat threat trying to go in there. Maybe gets taunted up and bursts it down.
And I'm so surprised that Silky just full cleared that wave. It would have been so nice to hold a freeze there, especially because Jmu is so low. But we got Vash coming in from the back.
Yeah,
Will be spotted out.
he's here.
But
There's
he's
no
still gonna try
flash in
and
the
hit it from the
Morgana.
back.
I think we honestly just go for the kill on the Morgana. Fiddlesticks is here with the ultimate though, and this fight's popping off. 420 Blazing Nerd so low. Droid Syndicate falling to a double kill for Adolma. We'll see if he can clean up OG Phoenix for the triple kill. Don't think he's going to be able to get on top of him.
I take everything back. Adalma knows the limitations of his champ. And
Ooh, a lot of damage on the Phoenix and gets taken out by
fire in
Zim.
the hole, or ace in the hole. That's what it is. I'm saying fire in the hole anyway.
And Zim
Oh, that's
taking
so
him out
heartbreaking for Ocean.
with
They were
the
doing
ultimate.
so well up until this point. They were clearly in the driver's seat, but the game's tied up now, and it turns out Scuttle actually has more gold, unbeknownst to the players, though.
Yeah, the farm is really what's doing it here. In the top lane, the jungle, the mid lane, even the bot lane, they're ahead.
Silky's doing the smashy thing, the clappy thing, and Jmu's just, I don't know. I feel like Echo is just not it into Galio.
It's not. He really wants to be making things happen across the map here. And I want to see more action out of Jmu on the roam game here, but he's getting shoved in over and over again by the Galio, which honestly Echo has the shove power back.
Action on Bash here.
Oh,
or
Bash.
On 420. Oh, the early black shield. Oh no. Oh.
Gets the hook down. We'll see if he ends up going in. Binding goes through, so he cannot follow.
That was so lucky on the timing for 420.
Oh, in the top lane again, Crackfire getting just absolutely chunked by this Darius.
That black shield timing. Oh no. That had me worried. Had me sweating. Had me sweating, Zabel.
Yeah, could have been problematic for 420 Blaze It Nerd.
Yep.
Didn't have the flash available. Should be up shortly if they're timing that
also,
one.
we didn't touch on that. The first dragon that Adalma soloed when they were like down 0-3 was an ocean dragon. So really insane value, especially for Darius up top with that. And we're also looking at an infernal dragon now. Silky Bandit making his way down to the bottom crab, and we're seeing four scuttlers down here ready for the dragon.
They're ready. They're going to take the Scuttle Crab, their namesake for their team, and maybe look to
not
pop
sure if
onto
they're
the
gonna
dragon.
actually sweep the dragon pit, though. It looks like 420 was just sweeping the bottom bushes. So Ocean will have vision of this, but looks like they're looking to make a play mid.
Yeah, they wanted to get some plate value for Jmu in the mid lane to get whatever kind of gold they can get back, as we see the top laners constantly slapping each other around.
And,
Not really much going on up there.
Zabel, we have a. Actually, we'll take a look at it after this dragon, Sasha.
I got it. I'm on the
There will
gold.
be some buys coming out after this drag.
Yeah, there's a pretty large difference in 80 carry gold here, about 1,000 for both 80 carry and top lane, honestly.
And
The
it
rest
looks
of the board
like
pretty even.
Bash is going in.
Bash is going
able
in.
to lay down the smite, and now we have a
Steal it.
4v3.
Bash's passive is available though. Phoenix taunted up, and in the Fiddlesticks ultimate, the cloud goes onto the map, and Phoenix getting so low, just kind of getting zoned by the Morgana here. Fiddlesticks
Oh,
still standing and
no.
delivering with his passive, and Echo in the mix now though.
It's not animal
Jmu.
control, but it's a Darius. It's pretty much the same
Oh
damn thing.
no, Darius is popping
It's
off
pretty
in this
much
fight.
somebody call animal control.
Triple kill for Darius. See if you get the Quadra. No, Galio takes the kill. No Quadra for the Darius, but does get the ace and a triple kill going to Endo, and he's looking disgusting today.
That's so heartbreaking. Like if you're planning to fight that there as Ocean, like okay, it shouldn't even be a fight. Like your jungler needs to say, "Hey, I'm gonna try and steal this. Don't go in. I'm suiciding right now."
Yeah.
Because you know, if you go in, that's a 3v4, and that is not ideal. Sure, it became a 5v5 eventually, but at the time when Bash went in, it was a 3v4. Like if you're gonna go in, you go in alone. You tell your bot lane, do not come.
Yeah, exactly. And also, if you're against a champion like Fiddlesticks, you have to ward your flanks and all the angles you can come from. If it's dark around that dragon pit, you don't take a fight because Fiddlesticks can ultimate over that wall and just shred your team like we saw, almost one-shotting the bot lane.
And yeah, I mean, a really nice job by Adalma there. It definitely can't be overstated. Like hitting that smite is hard. Like it's essentially a coin flip with Vash and Fiddle. I think Fiddle may. Oh wait, actually.
Zach going in. 420 Blaze It Nerd, a bit caught out here, and Jmu picking up the kill, crucially for his team, on 6 Dark Seal stacks now. And I mean, it's kind of looking like the story of last game with Jmu being ahead, but the rest of the map really struggling.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
mid jungle
Bash.
duo is on point, but just seeing leads develop in top and bot. Yeah, to get back, I think Adalma may have been one level ahead of Vash, but still, it's definitely not a guaranteed smite. So really nice job by Adalma there to pick it up.
Absolutely, and I mean, if anything we can say about this game for Ocean, it's a lot closer at this point of the game than it was last game. So they're still in this one. They can definitely pull it out. They have the scaling advantage that we talked about with that Orin getting to the late game, upgrading his team's items, getting that gold with those ornaments.
Yeah, but I mean, if we look at the gold draft real quick here, we got 1,800 gold difference in top lane, and 1,300 on the ADCs. So definitely, Ocean definitely have their work cut out for them.
It's quite a steep climb.
But ZM might be caught out here.
ZM might absolutely be caught out. Doesn't get the stun down, but the hook lands. A phenomenal hook by Droid Syndicate. OG Phoenix getting the kill with the auto attack onto Zeem. And Zeem not looking so hot this game. It looks like they kind of have his number.
Just that's just a straight misstep by him there to be walking through that area, getting picked off. Really nice hook there by Droid.
Yeah, Droid Syndicate showing why he is a valuable player for this team. Mr. Neat performing decently well last game, but you know when you have your main roster guy back, it kind of gives you a little bit of boost of confidence as Droid Syndicate caught with a binding, but gonna able to get the ward down.
Yeah, and I mean you gotta wonder if maybe that was a bit of autopilot from ZM there of like, oh, I'm playing with the Morg, I can't get hooked ever.
Right.
Just kind of autopiloting his pathing. But we looks like we have some indecision with lane assignments here, or maybe Ocean's looking to fight over this Herald.
I don't think they want to. Galio actually is pretty
would
far
like to
away.
see 420 TP here if they're going for it. Okay, Endo puts down the ward. They want to fight for this.
And the smite Herald goes down, but again, Phoenix
Honestly,
just instantly hopped on
18-minute
by
Herald,
Fiddlesticks. Not important at all. And Ornn gonna get taken out here by Darius with the ultimate coming down, and honestly, 2 kills over to Scuttle Crab, but you getting the Herald doesn't matter.
Really nice play there by Endo to put down the ward so his mid laner could TP in. As I mentioned, 18-minute Herald not worth for two kills, not worth at all. It's not only like losing the 600 gold, but it's about the tempo. Because you're losing these minions top lane, you're losing the top lane turret, you're losing that experience, that gold. Insane.
Yeah, and the opportunity, honestly, to get onto the Cloud Dragon and establish vision before it spawns. Under a minute until that objective spawns, and there's full Scuttle vision around there.
You gotta expect top lane to go down, and now it looks like Endo and Adalma are resetting, and they're ready to make their way toward Dragon.
Yeah, we take a look here at the Dragon Pit. There's absolutely no vision for the red team in Ocean Drag, really on the map at all.
So scary to walk into this.
They're blind right now if we take a look at the vision.
All right, Droid's able to hit the vision plant. That's a huge relief for them.
gives them something. Droid hits the vision plant but gets hit by a Morgana binding. 420 Blaze It Nerd. Black shields himself, but the hook was going wide anyway. That ward in the pixel will spot out Scuttle moving up to try to take this dragon. Gonna get swept out, but they know that they're there. Ornn is walking down to join, and I think we're gonna see a team fight, Valib.
I think we just might.
Morgana, no black shield available, has to burn the flash. Trap gets
Adalma's
stepped on.
here.
Fiddlesticks coming in. Droid Syndicate flashing out. The Fiddlesticks ultimate actually not catching anybody, but the Morgana binding
420
onto Droid Syndicate. 420, a sniper with these bindings
this
today.
Man loves playing that champ in jungle, loves playing it in support, loves playing it everywhere. We can't give 420 Morgana.
No, and if you're Ocean, you're just giving this dragon. You're not worried about it. Thankfully for them, it is that Cloud Soul, which doesn't do much. Honestly, it's probably the weakest soul in the game, but you have champions like Fiddlesticks, Darius, and Morgana that actually get a lot of benefit from that extra movement speed after ulting.
Yeah, and it also can't be understated, like moving through the jungle as like Fiddlesticks, like such a slow champion, having that movement speed can really help you evade like Zac.
Zac, meanwhile, going in, gets the ultimate down. The Ashe ultimate comes down as well. They're tanking the tower. 420 getting a falling there. Zeem super low, gets knocked up, but the Gallius in the mix now. Vash's Stampede getting dangerously low.
But they're turning
Ornn is there. Vash has the passives still available. Echo killing Zeem in the backline. The hook gonna go through onto the Galio. Gets flayed backwards out of the parallel convergence, but he's so tanky. Fiddlesticks sustaining through almost all of this fight. Zac ends up taken down by Galio.
Barely pick up Vash. But Endo
apprehended. Jemu has no ultimate available. Gonna get taken out. The dunk coming down from the Dunk Master himself, and Adalma over the wall with that ultimate that we talked about from these flank positions.
Speaking of Cloud Dragons not being important, that was a really fast ult there by Adalma.
Yeah, that 10% doing a lot, coming right back in.
I'm pretty sure he was like using that on CD.
Yeah, that looked so good for Ocean for so long, but they're just
and
too
again,
weak.
we're seeing ZM get caught again, but it works out.
Yeah, Endo and Adalma saying, "Hold my beer, I got this. Zeem, we'll carry you through this one."
And actually, it wasn't just ZM that got caught out there. I think it was 3 of them. But when your ADC is getting caught out like that, not good. They're able to turn it though, fortunately for them.
Yeah, and I mean, The Medjai's Soul Stealer on Jmu not looking so hot right now, down to 1 stack remaining on that item, and that's got to feel pretty bad
Yeah,
for the librarians
maybe
out
he was
there.
up to like, I don't know, I forget how much he had pre-purchased. Maybe because I assume he just died, right? So that's a -10. Maybe he was at 11.
Yeah, and they got the Herald for the mid lane, going to take this tower out, but probably would have ended up falling anyway, going to get it a little quicker. Maybe they can get a second charge and get a little bit more value out of this, but...
Yeah, I think it's too risky. If you stay, like, you're going to get engaged on.
Yeah,
especially, yeah, Crack's nowhere near, Jmu's nowhere near,
Yeah.
you got to back up.
They know Caitlyn's not there, but they can't go for the
I
next
don't
charge.
hate the Mejai's purchase because you know you guys are already on the back foot.
Yeah.
And like you got a 6-1 Darius, like this is gonna snowball fast. So you can try and maybe create your own snowball with the Mejai's. It's kind of a Hail Mary type purchase, you know?
Yeah, I appreciate the spirit behind it. Absolutely. I mean, they have to try to get the snowball from somewhere. And if it's going to be anywhere, it's going to be Jmu, who's been looking so good.
Yeah,
in
I mean,
series.
Jmu has shown he's been super solid. Jmu and Bash have just been killing it so far this series. So definitely okay with Jmu trying for the Mejai's.
I have to second that as we see these teams posturing now.
And looks like Silky might be caught out.
Silky might be getting caught out. No flash on the Galio. The parallel convergence stun not going to quite land, but I don't think they're going to need it here. He is pretty tanky though. Zac ultimate pops just to provide some extra CC, and they're having a really hard time taking him out.
Turret. Oh my.
The turret's there. They can't continue to dive, and Fiddlesticks and his crew came down just in time. They had to back off.
It was a great attempt though by Vash and Jmu. Definitely, I think Silky was definitely vulnerable there.
Yeah, but so tanky at this point. So hard to take down this Galio with double magic damage.
Unfortunately, looking at, we are seeing just a really large CS gap, 60 CS now difference between Darius and Ornn. Endo is, he's thick, and I think Endo going with a Fairy Charm, I like it.
Caitlyn ultimately going to come down to Jmu just to deal some damage to him in the bot lane, try to force him off that outer tower.
We're seeing the red buff counter jungle it away, and Adelma is going to be taking these Raptors as well, just trying to starve out Vash here. Adelma now 2 levels ahead of Vash.
Endo might be catching Cracked Variety here. Flash is not available for the Ornn.
But,
Darius has
ZM
the red buff.
out.
Fight in the bot lane though. ZM caught out again. Vash's Stampede in the mix. Ornn going to get taken out here, most likely in the top lane as we pan back to bot. No, nothing happening yet.
But we have the solo kill for Darius onto Crack, and you gotta expect that they're just gonna keep pushing this top lane advantage while they siege bot. Meanwhile, Phoenix is kind of out in no man's land farming mid lane. I think we have Cloud Drake coming up in 45. Gotta expect Scuttle probably take this bot turret, reset, and get some big, thick, juicy buys in, along with Endo before making their way as 5 to Dragon.
Absolutely. And if you're Ocean Drake here, do you contest this Cloud Dragon, or do you
if
just
I'm
say
Ocean Drake, or if I'm Ocean Drake team? I forgot they're
if you're Ocean Drake, yeah.
Yes, I contest it because I think this is, the lead is too big now.
Is there a world where they give the classic Infernal strat of giving the Soul Dragon and going for an Elder fight, scaling up a little bit more?
They have decent vision around it. I think you can try. I would try for a steal only. I would not commit to a team fight. I would try for a steal only.
Oh, Endo might be a little caught out here.
Yeah.
Just running at Jmu. Jmu's going to get the parallel conversion CC down, but it might not be enough.
I think Jmu and Vash are caught out.
Jmu and Vash, yeah. Endo, too big to get caught out here. Vash has to hop back over the wall, and the rest of the team has to run away. Galio going to get hooked, but that's not the target you want. And
at this point, Vash is on suicide duty. You got to try and steal it blind, but nobody else should go in.
I don't know. I don't think you want to end up getting the jungler in that mix here then, because if you go for that and die,
it would cost Baron. Yeah,
I think the Baron steal much more valuable if you can stay alive.
I think that again, so we're seeing just so much hesitation here. I don't know what it is. If maybe somebody's not calling like what the actual plan is, but we're seeing 4 members of Ocean still sitting bot lane when they're not contesting the dragon.
Yeah.
Like they need to get to Baron right away, or they're gonna risk giving up Baron.
Yeah, they need to manage these sideways.
Or like get to
they
top
need to
side
get
right
vision.
away. I mean, yeah. But we just kind of had some partying going on in the bot lane here by in the blue side jungle by.
Oh, we got a Fnatic brush, sweeping the bush. Scuttle Crab, waiting in the wings here, trying to take out a greedy member.
Rest in peace, Crack.
Crack walking in, gonna put the ward down. Has a 6th sense, doesn't quite get to the blast cone though. Gonna get taunted up and killed immediately. 420 taking the kill, and that should be Baron for Scuttle Crab.
And yeah, I think I'm hearing some cries of Darth Ted. His stonk legacy is now in danger.
Gotta say, big same on that one. But Scuttle Crab making it look
Phoenix
easy this game.
Oh, whoa,
Phoenix gets pulled into the pit, has to flash out. Thresh is actually in and ends up dying. That was insane. Phoenix did not want to take that lantern. The jungler is still alive. Vash has flash and the jump. We'll see if he can get in there.
Vash has got it.
He's going in.
Steal. Vash.
Let's see if he goes for the steal. Does get the steal.
Vash.
Zach takes the Baron, but at what cost? The rest of the team is falling. Endo is legendary.
Dude, it doesn't matter. It's about the morale for your team. It's like we got a victory there. We got a Baron. Right, and they have Baron on 2 people. Honestly, I think like that whole I don't know, that might have some Rec Top 5 vibes on it of like the great Ashe escape.
Honestly, was it a great escape or was it a horrible lantern? Like I'm not sure. There's some weird gray area.
I definitely think there was a horrible landing, but yeah, I don't know. Things happened, and 2 people on Ocean now have Baron.
Yeah, it's gonna stall the game out a little bit. Maybe it can get them to that point. If they don't get their base pushed in here and they can establish vision control on one side of the map, the Flay goes down into Adoma, but I don't think this is really a fight that you want. But does get the hook actually too. Adoma caught out. Ashe ultimate's available. I think he just popped that. Does get CC'd and...
Just kidding. He's not caught out.
He's not caught. He's even going to end up falling. No, flashes out. 420 Blazing in the mix with the Zion. He's the ultimate on 3. Doesn't get the root down on anybody else. The hook goes down onto Silky Bandit 200 the tower. It does take out the Ashe though in the back of the fight. Jmu just getting walked out now by
forced
Zeem.
Flash. And
Silky Bandit as well forced to flash.
Dude, Silky is playing actually pretty dang good.
Honestly, I'm impressed.
Like, I have not been respecting the Galio, but man has been coming through. The teamwork has been on point for the Scuttle squad.
Yeah, and I mean, if you can't kill that Fiddlesticks with the hook into the Ashe ultimate, he did have to burn his flash to get out, but that's the kind of pick that should almost be guaranteed for your team.
That's totally fine. Like, honestly, like, even living there was one thing, but then they're able to turn it and pick up kills.
Insane play coming out of Scuttle here.
And that was a kill onto Phoenix, correct? Okay, so now Baron on 1 less person. The Baron, picking up the Baron there is actually pretty huge because it buys time to kind of clear waves and let your Orange try and get to 14. Crack Variety now sitting on like 13.6 or so, level 13.6, so he's pretty close to 14. He'll be able to, let's see, I guess you have to upgrade Ashe's Bork. Upgrade Phoenix's Bork, because I don't think Jmu has any upgradable items purchased.
Or Gargoyle Stoneplate, I believe, is upgradable for Vash.
Okay, well, yeah.
I'm not quite sure. Probably not. I should know that, but someone in chat, help me out if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I gotta expect you have to do you upgrade the Zac or the Ashe? I think you have to do Ashe.
Ashe, yeah, you need that damage.
You have to do Ashe, yeah. Nallark, where are you? We need our resident Ornn expert.
Could just pull it up on my second monitor, but hey.
Nah.
I want to hear it from the horse's mouth.
Yep. Can't risk ending the stream on accident.
Oh man. Pour one out for Pickle Popper.
Woof woof. Yep, your dog's pouring.
He absolutely agrees. You're the pickle.
Oh, Nallark says only. Okay, so.
Ooh, Zac getting caught out here by binding. Should be able to take the lantern out, but gets remarkably low.
Zac does not have any upgradable items. The only upgradable item right now is Ashe's Bork. So come on, guys. You have an Ornn on your team. You build Ornn items. And ZM picking up a nice 60 gold from the double pink. And we're seeing, yeah, just nice, quiet siege in the mid lane. You gotta expect the inhib to go down. ZM, you're stepping up kind of far, dog.
He's getting a little close. The Zac has the ability to go in, so does the Ornn.
When the Darius is backing away, you know things might...
Ornn ultimate coming through. Fiddlesticks ultimate over the wall, though. Doesn't really catch many people. Phoenix getting super low and does end up falling to Adoma. Unstoppable right now.
Adoma.
Zac in the backline, but there's nothing to it.
Whose mans is this?
Double kill for Adoma and Zeem picking up kills.
Ace.
So clean. Not even one member falling. Adoma ends up living there with the clutch Zanyas. And that's game.
Some Rec top 5 right there. That was a scary scarecrow.
It's a horrifying Scarecrow and a horrifying Scuttle Crab as they take the Nexus here for the 2-0 victory against Ocean in Week 4.
And yes, to all the Scuttle haters, rip to your stonks. Very well played there by Scuttle. Unfortunately, Ocean, like they had some glimmers of hope, but just got to work on stabilizing the landing phase, I think. really solid mid jungle duo there from Bash
Yeah.
and Jamu, but unfortunately not able to keep up in top and bot lanes. Really solid execution though from Scuttle. It's kind of funny, right? Because we saw Adelma, I think it was like 0-2 pretty early, or maybe 0-1 or something.
Yeah.
Dude ended 10-2-13.
Yeah, that was
10,
just a
2, and 13.
disgusting performance out of the Fiddlesticks. So who do you want to pull in for some interviews here?
All right. So I need to interview Endo after that one. The man was just too dang good.
Absolutely.
And how about Silky? That Galio play was pretty solid.
I agree. Silky Bandit looking super sick on that Galio. Honestly, was very impressed. So let's get him in here into Discord. And we'll mute our Zoom call and get right to it here with these boys. Where are they? Where are the boys? All right, here we go. Gentlemen, can you guys hear us?
You're going to mute yourself here?
Oh, here we go. Gentlemen,
all right.
Gentlemen, how we doing? Dominating performance. Congratulations, first of all, on the 2-0 week in here in week 4. And tell us about it. Tell us about what you kind of thought your game plan going into game 1.
It's a little insider trading, right? We knew that everyone was going to bet against the Scuttle Stonks, so we wanted to flood our funds into there and come out big.
Dude, I like it. I think I might be in contention for the lead this week then, now that Darth Ted's taken a hit.
Yeah. I'm rocking the Scuttle hat too, Val.
Dude, thanks, man.
Really good
Thank
luck.
you for
Totally
guys for coming up with the
non-biased
idea.
casting.
All right, so let's talk games. I gotta say, Silky, I counted the Galio out. I didn't count it out, but I didn't value the Galio. You're making me value the Galio. What are your thoughts on your matchup game 1 into Kassadin?
I feel like Galio's just a real safe pick against a lot of mid laners, and kind of with the CC and the team comps that we've been working on, it just feels really good, and pretty safe with the CC that I could add, and then also I'm really liking that build with the Rada Ages into the Hex Tech. I feel like
yeah.
I'm tanky, but kind of put out a lot of damage still too.
Still clapping.
Yeah, still clapping.
Nice.
That's the idea.
You guys had some really solid Galio ults. What's the team communication like in those fights? Like, is it?
I'm glad you brought that up because
I think it was pretty chaotic. I'm hearing laughter.
Yeah, in the one in game 1, I think right after we peeled off Baron, when I ulted onto Matt, it was like I just heard him making nervous sounds. He didn't say like ult on me or I need help. It was just like kind of things aren't going well, and I was like, maybe I should ult over onto him, and it was like perfect timing.
Oh, that's awesome. And for those who don't know, Matt is a Delma.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just shocked because like I was actually worried for your lane because when I was looking at Ocean's draft, I was like, their win con right now is Kassadin, and Kassadin only pretty much. And so like when you guys were going even, I was concerned because I was like, oh man, like that's what Kassadin needs, right? Like Kassadin could have a way into this game, but like everyone else just smashed. And speaking of smashing, Endo, did you get your Wheaties today or what, dude? You put on a clinic up there in the top lane.
Holy
shit.
I
was getting frustrated because whenever we would scrim, I would just pop off. But apparently I just get real nervous on the center stage, and I had 2 bad weeks. So I'm glad I was able to actually show what I could do. My secret, I'm gonna let out my secret right now. Ready?
All right, let's hear it. Let me write it down.
I pick champions that right-click on people.
Okay.
Dude, I love right-clicking. I'm a big fan of my teammates right-clicking.
RIGHT.
Just right-click.
Yes.
That's it.
Just click.
Just it. Oh, there's that guy. I'm going to click on him. Oh, there's that guy. I'm going to click on him. And then, we'll see what happens.
Oh, man,
Honestly,
that was awesome.
Genius.
All right, Zabel, ask questions.
So, someone in chat's talking about the lantern from the Baron pit, which was hilarious. So, coming into this week, guys, were you feeling really confident? Were you feeling like it was going to be a 2-0? Or did you do a lot of preparation to kind of get Ocean's number? Because honestly, you guys are looking pretty strong, and they were maybe looking a little shaky. Were you worried they were going to bring it back for, and pull out some weird stuff? I saw the Vygar ban in, I believe, one of the series. I'm not sure if it was the first or the second one, but looks like you did a little bit of research into what their champion pools are.
Yeah, the way the crabs practice is we just kind of scream and tilt at each other throughout the week. So whatever happens game day, we have the mental for it. So we weren't too ready. Like literally, like where other teams will be like, "Hey, I'm going in" or stuff like that. We just scream at each other. He's fucking crazy, bro! Oh my god, he's bullying him, and that's our comms. It's not, "Hey, my
Brooks,
ult's up. This cooldown's going. He has no flash." It's just screaming at each other.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah. Okay. We got to talk about the INOL apprehend of the Ash or of the Thresh. Sorry. Wait, Thresh over the wall. Wait, what?
Yeah, so we were in the Baron pit, and I purposely put myself on the back there because I saw the Thresh was like floating there, and I threw the ward, and I was just like, "Oh, it'd be sick if I can pull the Thresh." And then I saw him throw the lantern. I'm like, "I'm gonna hold on to my E for just a second, and see what happens."
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I didn't actually. My camera wasn't focused on that part, so I didn't realize how Thresh got into the pit.
Yeah,
I just saw
I thought he
Ash
just
flying
went in.
into the pit, and I'm like, "What happened?"
Yeah, I apprehended the Thresh as soon as
yes.
Ash clicked the lantern.
That's
so
so much better. That's such a better version of that play. That's hilarious.
That's a rec top fiver, dude. That's a rec top fiver.
Absolutely, that's amazing. You love to see stuff like that. So
sick.
good performance this week, guys. Getting the 2-0 against Ocean. Next week, week 5, you will be up against Mountain Drake. Is that anything that you guys are worried about? Or you think you're going to get another easy 2-0, or your Mountain a formidable opponent that you're, what are your words for Mountain here?
What do you think, Silky?
Watch out for the claws.
Dude.
Click clack, motherfucker.
Click clack, yeah.
Animal control.
Animal control. Well, gentlemen, GG's to you. Solid performance on the day. Phenomenal play. Picking up the 2-0 victory. And with that, we're going to send it off the stream. Don't go anywhere. We got Infernal versus Air Drake coming up at 6 o'clock. Going to be a pretty hype matchup. Not sure who's casting that one, but we'll see you guys there.
Peace.